What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, Episode 17, Aruba, because McRoy really wants to go to Aruba, but unfortunately can never make it to Aruba. So, you'd think they would at least visit Aruba once, just to make the title make a bit more sense, but no, they just talk about going there and then never end up there. But anyway, this is the season finale of Season 2, and quite a fitting season finale in my opinion. We start off pretty much exactly where we left off, where the Legends want to get the Wave Rider so they can travel back in time to when the Legion got the spear, stop them from getting the spear and all of that stuff. And ultimately what follows is pretty much what you'd expect, where the team that travels back in time to change the past is starting to die off, whereas the team that's already there is going to be the ones that's going to take up the mantle from there. So I will say, even though I was expecting it, like I said, watching Vixen die in the last one, it wasn't like a, oh my gosh, she's dead forever type of thing, because you knew they were going to go back and change time anyway, and so, pretty sure she's not actually dead. Same thing here, watching them die is not like, oh my gosh, because you know that they're going to come back to life. However, some of the ways that they die is just, it's hard to watch. It's like that one episode of, I can't remember whether it was, I think it was The Flash, the first time they did the crossover with Arrow, where they introduced, what's his name, from the first season. I'm going to hate myself because I don't remember names very well. But it was the guy that they were fighting in the first season of Legends of Tomorrow, and they met Hawkgirl and Hawkman. But, at the end of the first episode, before the Flash changed time, we see everybody die because of the explosion that this guy created. And so, everybody just disintegrated in that explosion. And watching that, even though I knew he was about to change time, watching that was just like, I don't want to see my favorite characters die. So watching as Rey gets the blood of Christ, and then all of a sudden here comes Eobard, steals it, crushes it, and he says, Damien kept telling me to do this one simple thing. And all of a sudden, runs up, runs back, and he's holding his heart. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to see Rey die like that. Even though he's still alive, technically, I don't want to see him die like that. And, throughout most of this episode, we see later on Jackson gets shot with an arrow, he dies. Snart shoots Rory through the back with an icicle, and now he's punctured through his heart, and he's dead. And then Nate's talking to everybody, the future Nate, and all of a sudden he's stabbed in the back by Damien Dark, and he's dead. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see these characters die. Well, Nate I don't really care that much about, but still, they're dying. But yeah, ultimately, even though you know that they're not technically dead, watching that is still pretty hard. And I think they knew that going into this. They're like, we got to make sure that their deaths aren't just like, oh, stabbed dead or something like that. No, we got to make sure that these are memorable deaths, and for the most part, they were. So all of that's going on. We see the team that's going to take over, the present team. I'm going to call it the present team and then the future team. The present team is watching as the future team dies, but they're stopping Snart and Damien and Merlin. So they're stopping them, and they're trying to get back to the ship with the Spear of Destiny so that they can travel out of there. Because they tried to travel the first time, and it created a time storm because they interacted with their past selves, which I was hoping that was going to happen so we could have something like what did happen. And so the team gets to the time ship. They are about to travel out of there, but all of a sudden here comes Eobard and an army of Reverse Flashes. And I'm just like, dude, this is overkill. I think they would have trouble with just one of you, and all of a sudden there's 50 of you, it looks like. So, yeah, that was an interesting way for him to be like, yeah, let's stop them by getting 50 of me. So he brings them all in and then starts to knock them out, take them down. Sarah, meanwhile, it's one of those things where that just watching as he continues to beat everybody up, you would think one of them would be like, oh, Sarah's using the spear, let's go kill her or something along those lines. But instead he just keeps hitting everybody else and knocking them out instead of killing them because, that makes sense as well. So it's one of those things where if this weren't a TV show, if this were real life, it would be over in no time. The bad guys would win no problem. It would be way too easy. So they have to kind of take some liberties where, oh, instead of Reverse Flash saying, I'm just going to kill all of you by ripping all of your hearts out, he's just going to knock everybody out and then leave Sarah alone because she's the one using the spear. So that's pretty much what happens. Sarah uses the spear. You see her have a conversation with Laurel, which is pretty emotional because you know what she's going through. You know how badly she wants to bring this reality into existence. But instead she doesn't. Eobard takes the spear thinking that he's gotten to it in time, but he tries to use it and it's not working because Sarah actually altered reality to alter the spear and make it to where the spear can't work anymore. I kind of figured that's what she was going to do, and honestly that's what I thought whenever they were going to get the spear in the last episode. I was wondering if maybe you just alter reality by changing the spear itself, make it to where the spear can't work. And that's pretty much what Sarah does. So I like the fact that it is a very logical scenario to use, and they use it effectively. So it was nice. But then Eobard's like, I'm going to kill you with this, and instead of just doing it, he waits, and then Sarah's just like, I don't think so. Here comes Black Flash, and he's starting to run away. It grabs him, rips his heart out, and then he slowly fades from existence. So, bye Eobard Thawne. Pretty awesome villain for this season. And so then all the other Thawnes fade from existence. Black Flash leaves. All the team is standing back up. Sarah fades. The future Sarah fades from existence. And so now they are leaving. They're ready to go. So now we get to the final part of the episode. And this is where some things work really well. We see Snart and Damien put back to where they're supposed to be. Their memories erased, which is great. I like the fact that they decided to do that and just keep it how it should be. But then it leads to another scene where Amaya's like, I gotta head back, and Nate's like, I gotta head back with you. I can't leave you again. And she's just like, no, you can't, because I don't want to go back either. And here's the problem. We just spent so much time showing the process by which they put Snart and Damien back in their time period to keep everything the same. And then Amaya's just like, screw that. I'm not going to go back, and I'm going to make sure time changes. All because she's horny. And Nate's horny. And that's pretty much it. Like, oh, it's love. How long have they known each other? Like, how long has this season lasted in TV time? Maybe a few weeks. Here's the thing. Watching Ray and Hawk Girl, whatever her name is, Kendra, that was her name. Watching Ray and Kendra in the first season, at first it started off as just like this little fling because, hey, we're both good looking, let's do this, it's kind of a suicide mission anyway. But then they get trapped in this time period where they're there for 3 years living together. And all of a sudden now the romance makes some sense. Even then the show messes it up by saying, oh no, I'm going to go back with Hawkman. But anyway, so we see that, and that works because now it makes sense. They've actually spent time together, and so that romance blossomed, and 3 years together is a long time to spend with each other, married. Yeah, it makes sense that they love each other. Nate and Amaya, how long have they been together? And they're like, oh, I love you. So much so that I'm going to change time forever just to be with you. First of all, changing time for any reason has been called stupid time and time and time and time and time again on this show. And then to do it for somebody you love, when in reality you probably haven't even spent enough time together to truly love that person. Really? And they just all kind of blow it off like whatever. Rip doesn't say anything, Sarah doesn't say anything. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, she's a part of the team now? Cool. Oh, time altering? Who cares? We're just going to bring her on board and just have her along on the team because, yeah, not having a Vixen in the future sure won't change anything. Like that one time whenever Oliver used Vixen to help him fight Damien. Who cares? She's a part of our team now. That's all that matters, right? Nothing else matters. In a show that's clearly shown time and time again that altering time does matter. And that's my biggest frustration with this ending is that the show wants to show us that altering time is a big deal. It's not something they take lightly. Even Rip, whenever they find out that they're supposed to travel back in time to meet their past selves to stop them from getting a spear, even he's just like, this is not something I do lightly, but that's how desperate the situation is. And That's how desperate the situation is, because they're changing time to do this. It makes sense in that respect. But now all of a sudden they're just plucking somebody out of her timeline just because she loves this guy and wants to stay with him. Is it important or is it not? You can't do both. You can't just alter time willy-nilly and then expect us to be in these moments where they are going back to alter time. Oh, it's really, really serious, guys. We got to take this very seriously. How am I supposed to feel that seriousness whenever Amaya can just leave her time period for, oh, she loves Nate, that's all it takes? I know I'm getting frustrated about this, but honestly, it kind of takes away a lot of the meaning of the show whenever they do something like this. Whenever they decide, oh, let's just change time for whatever reason, and then they don't act like it's a big deal when the rest of the show wants to make us feel like it's a big deal, it takes away from it. It's like it's bipolar. It doesn't know what it wants to be. And it's just, I know why. I know why the writers did this, because Amaya is a part of the show now. They want her to be a character on the show. But instead of finding some sort of clever way to do it, like maybe another version of Amaya travels back in time, or they clone her, or something like that. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but it would make more sense than just saying, oh, she's a part of the team and we're changing time and who cares. That doesn't fit with the show. Cloning her would actually kind of fit with the show. Oh, we have two Amayas now. One travels back in time and now one's part of the Legends. It makes about as much sense as a Spear of Destiny that can alter reality entirely. So I don't know. It's a frustrating ending to ultimately what was a really good episode. And even like the final cliffhanger ending to end off this season, where they travel to Los Angeles trying to get to Aruba, 2017, and there are dinosaurs running amok. That's interesting. To see that the time storm that they created caused this is very interesting. But I'm too focused on the fact that they made these stupid decisions with Amaya that I'm frustrated and I want to punch somebody in the face because of it. It kind of takes away from the ending a little bit. So ultimately, could have been an amazing finale, 100% perfect in my opinion, and then they kind of screw it up with the Amaya ending and kind of drop it down to a good finale. So let's talk about the season in general. I mean, second season, still running strong in my opinion. I still don't think it's reached the heights that The Flash has, and I don't think it's reached kind of the first couple seasons of Arrow, just that, I guess, the realism of it, the intensity of it. I never really felt that same intensity watching the show. But, first of all, it's a lot of fun. So you turn it on, you get to enjoy a show because it is a lot of fun. And so that's something that's got going for it, and they play to that. They know that it's a lot of fun to talk about time traveling, to talk about, fighting these guys from future and the past. All of that is a lot of fun, and they take advantage of it. So I love the fact that they don't take it too seriously. If they did, if they treated it like, oh, this is the most serious thing we've ever done, it would get kind of boring after a while. And that's, honestly, that's probably part of why they're treating this whole Maya thing like, yeah, whatever, because it isn't to be taken too seriously. But all in all, I mean, I'm looking back at this season, I'm watching just how it went, and inviting Eobard Thawne onto the show, brilliant addition in my opinion. The fact that they decided to bring on a speedster that was kept alive because of what the Flash did in his show, now all of a sudden has brought him into the Legends, and now he's a time traveler, and now the Legends are fighting against him. That just brought a new element to the show. And on top of that, bringing in the Black Flash, all of that stuff is a lot. It's just a lot of fun to see the shows sort of combining without really crossing over. I've seen, obviously the crossovers are these big, huge events that they talk up time and time again, but having these characters that have come from another show just sort of makes me feel like this universe is an expansive universe. It's all over. You've got characters from the Flash and characters from Arrow, and now all these characters have kind of formed this show of their own, but they're still drawing some characters from there, like Reverse Flash, like Snart, like Black Flash, all that stuff. It just brings so much more to the show. It brings a new element to it that I really did enjoy for this season. So I don't know where season 3 is going to go. I don't know what. Obviously, it's probably going to involve them trying to, I guess, fix the time storm that they've created. Now, I truly don't know what the villain could possibly be. It could be one of those things where they're kind of their own villains because of what they've created. But I would like to see them do something a bit different than they've done these first 2 seasons. The first one was obviously about Rip Hunter trying to avenge his wife and daughter, trying to stop Vandal Savage. I remembered his name. Yes. I knew it started with a V, but I couldn't remember his name. Yeah. So trying to stop Vandal Savage in the first season. Second season has been all about them trying to kind of replace the Time Masters by stopping the time aberrations. But then all of a sudden Reverse Flash shows up, and now it's about stopping him from getting the Spear of Destiny, and then the Legion of Doom pops up. So I like how this season it started off as one thing, and by the end of it, it was something entirely different. I feel like they could do that with Season 3 as well. Start off as maybe they're trying to fix the Time Storm, or trying to figure out how this Time Storm has affected the Time Stream, and then by the end of it, there's some sort of villain that was created by them affecting the Time Stream, and now they've got to stop him. The final thing to talk about is Rip Hunter, because we see at the end of this, he's packing his bags and he feels like, oh, I've got no more place on the team. I talked about this a few episodes ago, I think. I figured this was going to happen when they first got him back onto the team, that he'd see, oh, the team's doing well without me. Maybe they don't need me anymore. And I was hoping they'd sort of say, no, he's just got a different role in the team now. He's not the captain. He's got to learn to be kind of a servant on the team. Because that would just be different. It'd be something I haven't seen before in a show, where the person who used to be the leader comes back to the team that is now doing fine without the leader, and they feel like the team doesn't need me anymore. You don't have to get rid of that character. You can just bring them in as a different type of character. You can bring them in as a different role in the team. But no, they're either the leader or they're not on the team at all, and they've got to go. So yeah, he's gone. Obviously, I feel like they're probably going to utilize him in Season 3. I don't know how much. Dogs start making weird noises. I don't know how much they're going to use him in Season 3, but I feel like they should bring him back. Just use him on the team somehow, instead of just getting rid of him altogether because, oh, he's not captain anymore, so why use him at all? It just feels like I see every show do that now. If they've got a leader figure, if they're coming back, they're either coming back and being the leader again, or they're not going to be on the team. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Season 3. I know it's been renewed already for Season 3, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? What were your thoughts on the season in the whole? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Legends of Tomorrow, and I'll see you at the next one.